Good.
Okay, Cedric, going to look at your putting stroke. On the left was your stroke at the beginning of the session, and before we made any adjustments. I'm going to compare it to Tiger Woods. Going to watch Tiger set up here. He's got a comfortable stance, tilt of the spine, eyes over the ball. The only thing that's slightly different is the position of his elbows are a little bit more in front. I'd talk to you about that. That may take some getting used to. I would like for you to experiment with that some more and get a little bit more comfortable with it. The other thing that I talked about was the grip and to grip with the forefinger of the right hand curled underneath instead of having the finger there. Those are just the two things that in your setup that I think would make you a better putter. It appears that your desire is to shape your body and your hands and your elbows in a way that allows you to grip at the end of the club. You don't want the length of the club to dictate a good posture for you or a good setup geometry for you. You want to get a putter where the length fits the correct posture for you. With the putter you have, you would not be able to get in the correct posture if you gripped it at the very end. You would have to have a shorter putter or just simply grip further down on the handle. So I think one of the things that you struggle with in making this adjustment feel right is that it is really not designed. I believe that putter is actually longer than what is a best measurement for you. Now let's look at Tiger's putting stroke as he takes it back, as he strikes the ball. His eyes are looking at the golf ball. His eyes are still down, and his putter will come to a complete finish. He will hold that posture, that finish, with his eyes on the ground for a moment or two after the club comes to rest. After the swing is finished, going forward, it'll pause there, and he won't recoil. He'll hold it out there for a moment or two, and then he will turn his head. And while he's turning, he still keeps the putter forward in that position. So now this was before we worked on the putt hold look. And you can see when you first strike it, you're here with your eyes, but then you let your eyes follow. Now you're standing up and lifting up, you're losing your spine angle, then you let go. We were working on having a higher level, more of a pro level stroke that had a more complete and correct finish. Now on the right, I have your putting stroke after we made some adjustments. And let's take a look at that. As you take it back, and as you strike the ball, your eyes are down. Eyes are still down. Excellent. Eyes are still down. Eyes are still down. Putters come pretty much to a stop, and then you look. Now that is a much better technique. I really encourage you to continue working with that. You don't own that move. You have to kind of think it right now. When you got on the course, you sometimes did it a little better, but it wasn't as good as what I'm seeing here in this swing on the right. When we were in the session practicing this new fundamental, you did it really well. You lost it a little bit on the course, and so that's just a sign that no one's going to own something when they first get introduced to it in terms of doing it that way without thinking about it. Right now you have to think about it, and you will eventually move that way without thinking about it. So continue working with that technique, putt, hold, look. It's very important, and you will be a better putter once you own it.
There's my game.
Okay, one more.
I want you to feel like you have mostly a chest swing. That's a connected swing right there. This is the engine. These are passengers. You're trying to make this the engine. Swing and hold your finish. Take it back your chest, swing it, hold it right there. Perfect. Do that again. Chest swing, chest, chest. Perfect. Hold that finish. Hit a ball, hold that finish. I don't care how well you hit the ball. I want to hold this pose for me. Perfect. It's like a little mini swing. Chest swing, not a hand swing. Keep it simple. Good. Keep it simple. I like it. You've got to really capture this feeling right here. Hold it. Good. Very good. We're taking out that little softness in your hands. Because that creates chaos. This creates chaos.
You have no idea.
I've got to have you have a stable axis golf swing. You're going to I don't want to have any rhythm, lateral rhythm. Okay. I want you to just, whatever weight you start with, I want you to have a little bit more weight on this left foot and still have the same amount. I don't want any rocking to the right. Just have chest swing, not hand swing. Short, long, more than long, short, right now. Right now. All right, let's hit a couple of shots. Choke down, choke down. You get the club way too tall. You get that heel off the ground a little bit. Stand a little taller and a little closer. Chest. Much better.
Okay, Cedric, we're going to look at your chipping technique. On the left is your chipping technique at the beginning of the session before we did any adjustments. And I'm going to compare you to Tiger. And first, let's look at your setup. Your feet are slightly wider than Tiger's, but I would like you to experiment with getting them even closer. You'll also notice that Tiger has put more weight on his left foot than his right, so he's leaning to the left, kind of leaning towards the target. What that does is help put the low point of his arc in front of the golf ball. Tiger has more weight left of the box, and you have more of your body to the right of the box. Your setup is critical in hitting good chip and pitch shots, and so I want you to start paying a lot more attention to your setup. Consciously and visually shape your setup differently than what you currently do, and then the execution of the shot has a better chance of being pulled off. Golf fundamentals are not abstract concepts. There is a real look to them, and if the look is there, then the fundamental is there. If the look is not there, then the fundamental is not there. One of my slogans is, if you want to play more like the pros, then try to look more like the pros. Another important fundamental in short game shots is to choke down the club. This is something you did a few times during the session, but you tended to go back to your comfort zone and grip at the end of the club. Even during the 18-hole round of golf, I noticed that toward the end of the round that you would tend to grip at the very end of the club on your short game shots. You've got to break that habit. You've got to consciously choke down, go through a routine, go through a pre-shot routine with almost a little mental checklist, and you need to do that right now until it becomes more comfortable and automatic. But it is critical that you choke down on the club. Now let's look at the technique itself in the swing. Here's Luke Donald, that he keeps it nice and together. He's connected. He's not wristy. Watch that chest swing. His hands are right in front of his chest. The butt end of the handle is right in front of his sternum. And he just swings his chest, and it kind of pulls the club through. So the club is connected to the chest movement. The club moves because the chest moves. Here's Tiger doing the same technique as Luke Donald was. You can see how the hands, the butt end of the handle and the chest swing together. Notice that left arm here stays pretty straight as it comes through. The left elbow on this particular shot does not bend very much as it goes through the ball. Here's a close-up of Tiger. Of his lower body action, you can see how his knee and hip, and also it's important to point out that he is really leaning hard to the left side. He's really on his left side, just falling to the target. This angle in the back of his hand here, he keeps this angle through. He doesn't flip the back of his right hand through. You can see how his hips, his shoulders, can't see his shoulders, but you can see his belly button. You can see how his waist, his belt buckle is turning through. As we look at your technique, notice as you're right now, you've got a fairly extended arm here. And you are moving to the left. You are moving to the left, but from a far right position. Whereas Tiger starts strongly left and never moves to the right in his backswing. Now, as you come through, watch what your left elbow does, how it pulls in, how your hands almost pull right into your belly button. And so you're swinging your chest, but how you use your arms is going to cause some problems. And one of the reasons that is occurring is because you're not choking down. The club is actually too long for this shot and pulls in. Now the picture on the right is during our session that we worked a little bit on some of these fundamentals. And I would like for your feet to be a little closer together as you continue to perfect your technique. But we were working on the chest swing right on this particular time. So I wanted you to look at that. Now I do want to point out that even though I talked about choking down and kept reminding you, but you can see that you're not really choking down on this during this session. And so you're going to have to consciously do it. You obviously can't rely on other people to notice whether or not you've choked down and then tell you to choke down. You're going to have to do that yourself. You're going to have to consciously choke down on every shot. I cannot emphasize that enough. Choke down on your chip shots. Now as you come through, you can see a little bit of difference in your elbows are starting on the left, your elbows are starting to separate. And as you come through here, really good extension. You're maintaining that left arm position right here, nice and extended. Very good. As you came through here, you can see how your handle went into your belly button. But on the left, you swung your hands out. And you can see how everything moved to the target. Much better, much better. So that's the technique you want to continue to practice. You're going to struggle with that technique, though, if you don't choke down. So you have to choke down. Here's one of the shots that you played during the round. And you executed really good technique with your chest swing. Good extension in the arm. This is a little pitch shot. It's not a small chip shot. It's a little bit more of a pitch shot. But you can see how you did a little mini swing. Very good. You can see how that chest and handle stayed in. Your hand stayed right in front of your chest as it swung through. Very good technique there. And this is your small little pitch shot on 18. You hit this very well. And you really have made I thought, some really good progress of learning the connected swing. You can see as you come down, your left arm is extended here. That's very good. You can see your right knee and right hip coming through. You can see your shoulders. Every click of the camera, the body is moving. Not just the hands and club is moving, but the club is moving because the body is moving. Head's coming up, which is good. You're definitely on your left leg now. Good movement, good technique, good technique. So I'm really pleased with everything. I would like, I can see that you're not choking down on this shot, and your shots will get even better if you just simply add that one little piece of choking down on your short game shots.